are there simply an itty-bitty number of natural-born fear alchemists out there? Are there people that are just, they drop down into the world, somehow genetically endowed with the ability to consistently walk forward into this deepening wind of fear, uncertainty, and anxiety, and just push through it until they get to that place where nobody else has been able to push through at the same level, and they're at this place where they have created genius? Is it genetic, or can we train it? So I started to look and actually to talk to and interview a whole lot of people. So I became obsessed with this question. What I started to discover is, in fact, there probably are a microscopic, itty-bitty number of these sort of genetic, natural-born fear alchemists. But the vast majority of people, almost everybody, who do these amazing things, who create on a world-class level, it's not natural for them. It's not natural for them. Even the ones where if you ask them, is this just how you've been all your life? Is this natural for you? And they say, uh-huh. It's not. Because what you start to discover is a lot of these people have, sometimes deliberately, but very often unintentionally, brought a whole bunch of things into their world, into their lives, into their working practices that allow them to go to this place on a regular basis, and they're not even aware that they're doing them. They're not even aware that they're doing them. But these are the things that actually enable them to go to that place and not suffer. So I began to really wonder, how can we actually get a better feel for what these things are? How can we take these butterflies that most people try and kill and learn to harness and ride the butterflies instead of kill them? How can we do that? So for the last couple of years, I've actually been doing a lot of research around this topic. There are generally 3 areas that I focus on. 1 is the environment that you create within. 2 are your workflow practices. And 3, personal practices. So let's just kind of touch down in each one of those areas and talk about each one of them a little bit. And we'll start with your environment. So let's talk about environmental changes that can really allow you to go to this place where you can take action and not be so terrified, where you can actually do things that would normally scare you, that you need to do to create amazing things, where you're going to be a little bit uncomfortable, because you should be a little bit uncomfortable, because that's a signpost that it matters to you, but not so uncomfortable that it paralyzes you. Has anybody ever been paralyzed by fear, by the way? You're so live. There are like 8 people that raise their hands. Are you paralyzed at the challenge of raising your hand in response to this question? Raise your damn hand. We all have. Suck it up, okay? This is not about not wanting to admit it. This is owning it and saying, let me find out how to get past it. We don't want to eliminate it because it matters. It tells us what we're doing matters. What we want to do is understand how to lean into it and not suffer, how to embrace it and even amplify it in the name of creating something which is not just good, not just really good, but what Michael Bungay Stanier calls great work.